Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day so far. I know I am because I'm getting to talk about Predecessor slash Paragon. Um, Today I'm just going to go over what we can probably, very likely expect to see from Predecessor and how it relates to what Paragon had. Um, if you don't know, Predecessor is a game that recently got the Epic Games grant from using Paragon assets and then adapting it, making their own game. So it's basically Paragon. Basically Paragon remastered after Epic Games cut it out. So you should be excited to hear this. I'm excited to hear this. Let's take a look. First of all, their Discord. About a month back in January, I believe. We haven't had an alpha test for a while. But back in January, the most recent thing that they've said that they're going to do is new maps. We have at least one. The first map for the alpha was very similar to Monolith, but they said in their Discord, you can go check it out right now if you want to. They said in their Discord that they'll be adding another map and that they're currently working on it. We haven't had an alpha test since that update, so we don't exactly know what the map looks like, but we can speculate what it will probably be. I personally think it'll be more like Legacy. Legacy was originally called Agora. It's the first map that was used for Paragon, and it had much more verticality. It looked cooler. It was bigger, in my opinion. But obviously, you can see here, it was replaced with Monolith around 2016, late 2016. Monolith is just, it's much more of a basic MOBA map that just has 3 lanes, not much verticality. The jungle is pretty basic and pretty small compared to Legacy. And personally, I don't like it quite as much. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't think it should be in the game. I think it has things that are good about it. I just think that one of the cool things Paragon did was making a really engaging map, and I think that Legacy slash Agora did that better than Monolith. Monolith felt like a mainstream MOBA map, and Paragon's done a lot of different stuff compared to a lot of MOBAs, so I just thought Agora really fit well with it. But like I said, Monolith is still a good map, and I think it has its good things about it, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to allow players to select which map they want to play, either Monolith or the new one. Um, in the new one on their Discord, they said they'll be adding more verticality, which is cool. That's what Legacy had. Each lane had like its own humps, and then they went down into an invis portal kind of thing, and then they went into their jungles with their camps respectively and everything. Even the jungles had a good bit of verticality, being able to jump onto lanes, or you could jump off of lanes into the jungle with some of the vertical movement in middle. There was a lot of cool stuff. It's hard to explain. There was a lot of great stuff, though, in Legacy verticality wise. So I'm really glad to hear they're adding more verticality in their maps. Now, that's just their maps. Up next, what can we expect to see from the heroes? Now, Paragon had 36 heroes, I believe. I'm not going to count them. I think it's about 36. It's a little over 30. By the end of the run, they had this many heroes. They had some carries, mid laners, supports, solo laners, jungles, all the basic types of heroes from any other MOBA. Nothing too special there. Now, here's what we want to wonder. Will Predecessor make new heroes? I don't think they'll make new heroes for a while. Heroes are hard to make. I think they're probably fun to make, but I think they're difficult to make them balanced, to come up with unique abilities, unique passives, a little bit of backstory, like a theme to them. There's a lot going on there. I think Predecessor right now is focusing most, if not all of its energy into making this new map that they talked about, and just making the game run smoothly and implementing these old heroes. All of these old heroes are part of the Paragon assets that they released. So you can go to Unreal Engine, look up Paragon, and you'll find all the Paragon assets. As you can see, there's I think 3 pages of this. There's the map, the Agora and Monolith map stuff, all the characters, all the assets for the characters, and there's about 3 pages worth of every character that was in the game. So I think eventually all of the original Paragon characters will be in Predecessor, but I don't think Predecessor will be making any new characters anytime soon, just because it's a lot of effort to put in, and they've already got a great cast of characters out right now. I don't remember exactly which characters they have out right now. Like I said, the alpha has not been for quite a while. They did say the next time that the game will be released for alpha and beta, it won't be closed. The first couple of times, which I did play, It was a closed alpha that you had to sign up for, and then you would get selected possibly. Um, I got selected. I played it twice. Felt really good. Felt just like Paragon. It was awesome. But they did say the next time this game releases in a beta form or an alpha form, it will be a free-to-play open beta slash alpha, which is good news for everybody that's kind of coming into this a little bit later. I think a lot of people are finding out about this now that they got the Epic Games grant that liked it before, and they see this and they are coming back, and they did not get a chance to play the closed alpha. Now they're going to get a chance to play a little more polished version of the game that maybe has a few more characters and a better item system. So that'll be really good. I think it'll be really, really fun for everybody once they come out with the alpha. But everyone will get to see all these characters. I think they only have about 8 characters when I played. The real classic ones, like I think they had like Murdoch, Decker. I think I don't quite remember. Muriel. It was a lot of the classic characters. I think they might have had Richter in there as well. They had Chimera for sure. I played a lot of Chimera. But I mean, in general, the characters felt good. I played as many as I could. But yeah, I don't think they'll be making any new characters anytime soon. The final thing that we can really kind of think about that's gonna be a big thing. Obviously, there's a lot of small things they could add, but the last big thing to really cover is the item system, the build system. One thing I know that they did during the closed alpha is they changed up. It used to be cards, and those cards, I don't know. Paragon went through a couple phases. In early Paragon, the card system was very basic. Basically, each card was just essentially an item. It was just called a card, and it had like a little picture that was a little bit bigger, had a little more things going on with the picture. You could put, you could put items into it, like cheap items into it, just like you could in like any like League of Legends, where you put like the smaller items into the bigger items to fully max them out. You got early game, late game, mid game items that cost differently and give you bigger or less buffs depending on how much they cost. It was pretty standard. Felt a lot like items. Late game or later Paragon had a card system as well, but it was much different. It felt like totally different. They had cards, but basically each card was its own passive, and you didn't build things into the cards. You just had those cards, and then you would, get them when you could. They changed it. It was like gold instead of card power, which it used to be. And basically you put that gold into different attributes, which would buff your stats. So that's how you buffed your stats. It was really confusing. I didn't mind it. It was definitely a different curve. I personally kind of like the items better. But they did have some really cool cards in there that had cool passives and had some cool art and some cool lore that went along with them. So I wasn't totally opposed to it. But it didn't feel quite as much like a MOBA. And the building your character didn't feel as like kind of definitive like early, mid, and late game like it does with items. So one thing Predecessor did do, they took away cards completely, and it was just basically items. It worked exactly the same as early Paragon did. It just had a slightly different name and looked a little bit different. So I think they're going to continue with that item, the whole item shtick instead of cards, which I don't really have a big problem with. There's a lot they could do with it, and it's still really early, and we still don't know very much. But that's one thing I'm pretty sure is they're going to stick with items instead of cards. Not a big change, but it's definitely something to look for. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Maps, heroes, items, the main things that are probably going to change, and hopefully for the better. These predecessor developers, Omega Studios, really seems like they know what they're doing. Like I said, the alpha felt great. If I had to guess when the open beta would be, they haven't released a date. I would guess that an open beta is probably going to start. Well, considering we didn't have the closed alpha, haven't had it for like 5 months now, maybe. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago though. We haven't had it for a long time. So an open beta could be coming really soon. But if you asked me, I'd say we're gonna get a for sure open beta by like mid-June. Is gonna be for sure some type of beta in some form. It will likely just be on PC. I don't think the open beta is gonna come to consoles for a little while after that. That's my prediction. I could be totally off. I don't know exactly where they are in development, but I mean, considering where they were with the alpha, it felt really good. It really just, I think they could release that again as like a little beta, open beta, and let people try it out, and it'd be totally fine. I think they'd get fantastic feedback, but it really just depends on where they want to show you their development. if they think that they could add a little bit more, that could just make the beta experience a little better and interest more people for the open beta, you know, I totally get it, and that would help get more, people behind it if it looks better and feels better. So I totally understand, but I really think they could probably release one, pretty soon. It'd be good. But yeah, I think mid-June is about when we can see that. Maybe for console, maybe not. It is confirmed that it's going to be open, cross-platform for console and PC, so that's really good for console players. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. That's my prediction. I could be totally off. But yeah, so that's what we can probably look for Predecessor to be developing. The main thing I'm excited for is this new map. I think that's going to be fantastic because Monolith was kind of boring. Legacy I really liked, and I think they're going to do a lot of good stuff with that. So yeah, that's what we can look forward to. Thanks for watching. Once again, hope you have a great day. Subscribe if you want more Predecessor content. I'll try and cover this as much as possible. Really excited about it, and you should be too. Thanks for watching.